I'll be connecting my guest on the show today. The time is already fast spent. The show is winding up gradually, but well, my guest is available now. We've said a lot about the upcoming election and how to assess our readiness towards this general elections coming up on the 25th of February 2023. It's not enough for us to just say we want to elect a new president or new leaders at various angles of the country. But it is very important for us to assess our readiness to experience a peaceful election in 2023. Although, in the midst of uncertainties right now, everybody is so uncertain about what is going to happen on the election day, based on the fact that for the past 1 week we've been experiencing various protests, riots here and there at different angles of the country. In Edo State, it's been reported. In Lagos State, in Ogun State, in fact, yesterday in Shagamu, Ogun State, there was a very serious problem there yesterday, with banks being burnt down, so many properties destroyed, and a lot of people are coming out to express their grievances to the government because of the current situation of the country. So right now I'll be connecting Mr. Raheem Ibrahim Adebisi. Raheem Ibrahim Adebisi is a serial humanitarian, and he is a public speaker, and he is someone who has the interest of this nation at heart, and he will be sharing with us some of his own opinion concerning this upcoming election, and of course what we should expect and how we can work towards achieving a peaceful election. So when I come back, you'll be hearing the voice of my guest, Mr. Raheem Adebisi. Good afternoon. You're
Good
live on
afternoon.
Nightingale Radio.
Good afternoon.
Yes, this is Talking Points with Ronye Radio Show on Nightingale Radio. You're welcome, Mr. Raheem Adebisi.
Thanks for having me. I'm so sorry. Apologies for coming in late.
All right, it's fine. So, Mr. Raheem Adebisi, we've been talking about the upcoming election. Officially, we have we count down to the election. I think we have just 3 days to the general election now. On the INEC online platform, it's 3 days, 15 hours, 10 minutes to the general election. So, what is your view of this election coming up, that based on what is happening in the country right now? Do you think that Nigeria is actually ready to have this election?
Yeah, thanks so much, the host. Once again, I want to appreciate this opportunity to be part of this program. This country is a country that it has, and we have no other place we call home except Nigeria.
Mm.
And for me, I don't have dual citizenship of any country except my country, Nigeria. So I have so much of passion, so much of love for this country, regardless. And in my own faith, one of the things that make you a believer and somebody who actually, who is who believes so much in your faith is having to love your nation. Is one of the pillars of faith in my own religion.
Mm.
Loving your nation is something that you need to really, really take seriously. So no matter how worse it is or how bad it gets, you must be optimistic about your nation and do everything necessary. As
Mm.
regards the election, I want to really believe that the INEC has really told us that they are ready
Mhm.
and everything is actually in place for us to all go out en masse to vote. And we should know that the awareness is so much top notch in the country today. People are so much aware of the need for them to really go out and use their power to vote in the candidate that they feel can transform the narrative of this country. Yeah. So I want to just urge, I want to encourage everyone. It's quite unfortunate that many of us make so much of noise, but we still don't have our privacies,
Hmm.
and we are the ones that make the biggest of noise. Trying to talk a lot of things, talk a lot of negative things about the country, which is not really encouraging.
Hmm.
But still, we need to go out there, be peaceful, and also protect our votes. See that things are done well, and thank God that today technology has actually improved the way things are done. So we have technology now involved in this way we vote today. I've actually been part of this process of voting in 2015 when I recognize the need for me as a citizen of this country to do my own civil rights
Hmm.
and civil duty to make sure that I vote people that I feel they can really do much for us. So we should just be peaceful. We should be patriotic enough to go out and do the thing and wait and see the things and how things are done at the polling booths. And we should come back home, not to find the need to argue or fight, because whatever happens, it all comes down to all of us.
Hmm.
The Bible say, I'm sorry, or Ronye, it's not a matter of one person.
Hmm.
So whoever comes in, finally, we all still face it together. So we just put our conscience and vote the person we feel that we believe can do the needful for us. At this point, the turning point for Nigeria, let me tell you, in my feeling, I know this is the height of it in this country. We have got a point where things change the better for us, and we must all rise up as a nation to do what is right and getting those that we feel have the capacity and the love of the people to make sure that we have them in. And with that, by evening of Saturday or latest on Sunday, we have the result and we are fine and we progress from there. So for the election, I'm ready. I don't vote where I live. I have to travel kilometers to actually, exercise my, civil rights as a citizen to
Hmm.
ensure that I do what I feel that I should do. And this will be my third voting, experience in this country as a citizen. So for us, we need to also actually be ready to support the process, support the INEC, support all agencies to make sure that we have peaceful election.
Thank you very much, Mr. Raheem Adebisi. And looking at looking at the current situation of the country, the naira scarcity, cash scarcity, and force scarcity, and so many other problems that is making people to come out and express their grievances. Yesterday we heard of the problem, the crisis that happened in Shagamu, Ogun State, and so many other places in Nigeria have been going through experiencing this problems also in the past few days. Do you think that people would be confident enough to come out and vote, because election has not even come and there is all this wahala happening everywhere? So do you actually think that people won't be too scared to say, oh, I want to go and vote, oh, but because of what they might expect, or what they don't know what to expect, let me put it that way, they might be too scared to come out to vote?
And let me put it straight to us. When from my personal engagement with people, I realize that those who are making these troubles across country are people who are not patriotic. One are people who do not even have voters card.
Hmm.
And personally, when I was traveling out of Lagos on Friday, I had experience of this. When I got to Soka in Ibadan, I later heard that in Mowe, Ibafo, they also had the same thing. We had well over seven, you know, point of riot and blockages that we could not actually pass.
Wow.
The journey feel like 3 hours. I spent more than 7 hours on the
Hmm.
road. It is actually what we are all going through. It's quite unfortunate that the issue of money, that the quality of design, is quite unfortunate that our leadership is so insensitive, because this thing that we have done now, in other countries, I can actually give a reference to Britain. They also have new currency, but they never made it difficult for their citizens to go through hell. You can actually spend the two currency side by side for a period of time where things can actually face out. But because our leadership and people who are the head of affairs are so wicked are not considerate. They just want to do things to make us feel like, just to kind of incite citizens towards not doing what they need to do. But even at that, we are conscious of the fact that if for me, that have my senses right, and I know the orchestrations of whatever is happening, because even at the age of that sort of fuel is induced, is not natural.
Hmm.
So if we are not aware about our country's situations, we know that there are people, not because that is the way things should be. There are people behind it. We do not take necessary emotions about it. It should be logical. Wait for the time for you to do the right thing. Vote and get people that you think that can actually feel for you in. Fighting and killing and destroying things will also come back to fall back to us as citizens. The
Hmm.
masses suffer. And we are the ones, look, let me give an instance of something that people get money. And even those who are your neighbors who are doing periods are also charging you more than enough. When the fuel was so scarce, people said 350. There are stations who were selling at the official rate. What
Hmm.
made them, what made it easy? If others can sell at official rate, why are other people exploiting their fellow masses? So followership in this country is also a major challenge. We are
Hmm.
also part of the problems. So all these things, if somebody wants to, push you to do something that will finally hurt you, if you are logical, if you are sensible, this guy is trying to push you to actually do what you're supposed not to do, you should reason and say no. I will not fall victim of this. I will not be used by your own they know your weakness as a weapon and they use it against you. I'm so
Hmm.
rational and I'm so brutal. I don't get emotional of things because my God, what I believe is that God says that whatever hardship that comes to you, He will not do what you can never bear. Is to test your character.
Hmm.
And the only way to actually express the way things should be done better is to go out there. Don't destroy facilities that if even these guys at the top there, they don't come to banks to kill like you kill like you. They stay in their homes and they get their money. You that you have to kill, you are still destroying things that you're supposed to be using for your own convenience, your own locality. You are destroying because you feel you are protesting. Protest should not mean destructions and obstructing your fellow citizens at the grassroots level. It's irrational and uncalled for.
Hmm. Indeed, protest is
But
irrational and uncalled for.
it's irrational because even the polling thing, the INEC has made it that if you are actually living in area A before and you have moved to area C, they gave us time to change your location for voting so that you can walk to a polling booth in your locality without even going to transportation to
Hmm.
vote. So if all these things are there for you to actually make things easier for you, why are you not exploring information available to do things that will make life easier for you? But we don't do things when we are supposed to do it. When that time comes, we now go for fire brigade approach. We're now feeling so stressed. We now say the country is not good. But you are not doing the right thing at the right time.
Hmm. Hmm. Indeed.
Who is suffering? We are the ones suffering
Yeah, the
ourselves.
masses are the ones suffering,
And
obviously.
they incite us to do things, and we fall into the victim of being used for our own against ourselves. What makes sense? You see protests in advanced countries. They go peacefully. They don't destroy things, except there's a confrontation between police and them. But normally when police do not confront, they go peacefully and their views are peacefully, and they don't destroy facilities that they should use in their own locality. We destroy our facilities, and we are not suffering again. Does it make sense? Are we rational citizens?
Hmm. Indeed. So, Mr. Raheem, what's your advice for the citizens of Nigeria towards this election?
Simple. Let us take time, get our PVCs ready. If you don't have any PVC, if I tell people, if you don't have PVC in this country, don't don't complain. Because if you don't have PVC in this country and you are complaining, you are stupid.
Hmm.
Because if you cannot change the situation of things with your power and you deny yourself naturally, then why are you complaining if you cannot be part of the change? And you don't have PVC and you are the one that complains most and you don't have PVC. Definitely you are the one doing the service to this nation. If you rise up and do what and you get your voter's card, then you can have discussion. But when you don't have any PVC, don't discuss with me about this nation because you're not in the space of people that can discuss about this nation because you don't have PVC.
Hmm.
Why are you complaining? You are part of the problem too. So what I want to encourage is let us not panic. I have to travel. I have to move from Arepo, where I live, to Alimosho. It's kilometers away. I will
Wow.
go a day before to stay there and do and exercise my civic rights as a citizen to ensure that I do what my conscience says I should do. So we should not panic. We should go to our closest polling booth, go there early, do our vote casting. You cannot wait after voting, after casting a vote. Go back home peacefully. Don't engage in discussions. And the presidency has said that they have given us all the machinery to make sure that the election polling booths are peaceful. So we do not have anything to panic. We have to rise up and get this thing done once. We should go out there, do our thing, and come back. I will listen to the results. I will move from there. God will help us, Nigeria, and Nigeria will be a good nation again.
Amen. God will help us in Jesus' name or in Allah's name, as the case may be. Thank you very much, Mr. Raheem. And of course,
Let's have
we know that today is your birthday, and on behalf of myself and the entire Nightingale Radio crew, Talking Points with Ronye Radio Talk Show, we wish you happy birthday and we wish you a long life and prosperity.
very too much, nothing for granted. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming on the show. Happy birthday to you once
you.
again. We believe
Keep up
that
the good.
Nigerians have heard you, and we believe that we'll all make the right decision at this coming election.
Thanks so much.
All right.
One will shine like the sun. We're a great nation. Nigeria, 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 Nigeria. Say we only have with the Father. We believe in a nation, and we know we'll get there someday. Can somebody sing a bit? With the we believe in this our nation, Nigeria, and the promises she holds for us. And someday we will shine like the sun. Oh.
Yes, you've heard it all from our guest, Mr. Raheem Adebisi, on the show today, encouraging every one of us to come out with our PVC on Saturday and vote for our candidate of choice. You don't have to be coerced to vote for anybody. You don't have to be forced. You don't have to allow your vote to be bought. And he made mention of something that really struck me, and I want to believe you all also listen to him. He said that if you don't have PVC, you must not complain about the situation of Nigeria. In fact, if you don't have PVC to exercise your vote and you come out to complain about the situation of Nigeria, you are stupid. I'm not the one that said it, though. It's my guest that said it, and truly, I think I support him in a way. It's sincerely, your PVC is your power, your PVC is your weapon, your PVC is your right, and you ought to exercise that fundamental human rights that you have to choose the right leadership for this country. It's not enough for us to come online and complain and rant and rant and rant. You know, there are so many ranters online. If you go on social media, sometimes you get tired of reading comments, posts, and you see videos and so many other content on social media that is always telling us about what is happening in the country today, and people just come out and say all sort of things. But it's not enough for us to use mouse to vote on social media now. So on Saturday, go to the nearest polling units in your area. I'm sure you must have transferred or your voting details to the place very close to you, so that you won't have to worry to go so far away. And I must really commend Mr. Raheem, our guest on the show today, who left his residence to travel all the way to where his polling unit is, just so he can be there to exercise his fundamental human rights on Saturday. And I've also seen stories of some people who came in all the way from UK, US. Some people traveled into Nigeria some days ago just because of this election. I mean, if people can make such sacrifice to come and vote, that means that there is hope that we all are ready. We are really ready for this election. And of course, we wish our guest a happy birthday. We wish you long life and prosperity. Please, whoever you're voting for, know the candidates, know your candidates. Don't allow your votes to be bought. Don't get there and say, oh, because there is cash scarcity. There has been cash scarcity in the country right now. Everybody's looking for cash, and on that day some people will just come with plenty cash and give you 5k or even 2k or even 1k. Like, some people are, oh my god, don't, no, I mean, please don't shame us. I beg, don't go and collect 1,000 naira and vote for the candidates they ask you to vote for. Biko, ejo, I'm begging you in different languages now. Please don't allow your vote to be bought. Don't allow your vote to be bought. You have the right to choose whoever you would like to see lead this country this year for the next 4 years. So I would like to play this song for my guests, and because today is his birthday and he also showed up on the show eventually. So we would like to honor him with this song titled Happy Birthday by Simi and Adekunle Gold. Enjoy.
More music on Trendy Beat.
You would be my sun, my moon, my light. Now I'll testify. You are so much more than I ever thought you'd be. Do you see my love? I can make that sunrise in the west side. I can make you shine bright from the inside. If I have to do it for you, yeah. God bless the day you were born, cause baby when you show, things for my life just start to they glow. And so I sing this for you. Oh my birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Oh, I gotta sing on to you every day. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Oh, I gotta sing on to you every day, every day, every day.
What do you want? Say the word. You have my love, another life, girl. I will be happy to be your daddy all over again. Yeah. I've done the walk so you can fly. Make them joke if they no like that. My baby, I've been there for you every milestone, amen. Yeah. Celebration, oh my baby, it's your day. Ori hallelujah, lo my core every day. Take your time, do your dance, and do it all day long. Yeah. Jubilation, oh baby, it's your day. Hallelujah, lo my share every day. It's your time, dance all night. Oh, yeah.
Oh my birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Oh, I gotta sing on to you every day. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Oh, I gotta sing on to you every day, every day, every day. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Oh, I gotta sing on to you every day. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Oh, I gotta sing on to you every day, every day, every day.
Yes, welcome back, and that was Happy Birthday by Simi and Adekunle Gold. That song is dedicated to Mr. Raheem Adebisi, our guest on the show today. And of course, you are still listening to Talking Points with Ronye Radio Talk Show on Nightingale Radio. So tell someone, that will tell another person, that will tell another person to download Nightingale Radio app from Google Play Store. If you're using an Android device, the radio app is available for you to download, and then you connect with us every day, anytime, anywhere you are. And so, still on the show, we are still discussing the issue of the upcoming general elections in Nigeria coming up in the next 3 days, 25th of February. Everybody is so uncertain at what to expect to this election, because a lot is really happening in Nigeria today. So before we go on the show, there is a need for us to bring to light all the names and party of the presidential candidates we have in Nigeria today. It's pains me, or let me say it makes me really really sad. I feel very unhappy most times when I hear that a lot of other candidates are not being recognized. In Nigeria today, the three major parties that we're here of as far as this presidential election is concerned is um, PDP, APC, and Labour Party. We have Alhaji Ahmed Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu for APC. We have Atiku Abubakar for PDP, and we have the Peter Obi for Labour Party. But what about other parties? I understand the fact that we have about 18 candidates. Can you beat that? We have about 18 candidates from 18 different parties in Nigeria. So we will be looking at some of these candidates one after the other, mentioning their names and the party they represent.
Though we are many people, different tribes, different tongues, we're united in our strength and resolve to uphold the honor of our land and for generations to come. And for generations to come. We'll defend our land. We believe in this nation, and we know we'll get there. We'll defend our land. We believe in Nigeria and the promise she holds.
All right, there is no need for us to keep dancing around only few candidates and few political parties when we have so many other options to explore. So, on the show today, I'll be educating us or enlightening us more on the other political parties we have in Nigeria and their candidates, their presidential candidates who won the party primaries. So you might just pick interest in any of them and research more on them, Google them, know more about them, and make an informed decision on which one you believe can steer the wheels of this nation Nigeria towards the right course. So there is no need for us to be limited with just few persons in the in our decision making, so the first one I have here on the list, is Accord Party, and the presidential candidate for Accord Party is Professor Christopher Imumulen. So feel free to check him up and know ascertain if he might be the right person for you. Action Alliance is also there, AA Action Alliance, and the presidential candidate there is Mustafa Amzar, and also we have Action Democratic Party, ADP. ADP, the presidential candidate who won the primaries in that party is Sonny Yabagi Yusuf. We also have the Actions People's Party, APP, with the candidate Nnadi Charles Osita. Also, on this list, we have African Action Congress, AAC, with the candidate Omoyele Sowore. I think that Omoyele Sowore rings a bell a bit for some people, because Omoyele Sowore has always been on the radar for a while, trying to become the president of Nigeria. So let's hope he will be lucky enough this year to win the race.
We're a nation undivided and poised. We will take a stand and build our land in faith to defend what is ours.
In case you're just joining us, this is Talking Points with Ronye Radio Talk Show on Nightingale Radio. So we are looking at the names of the candidates from various political parties in Nigeria who are vying for the post of the president in Nigeria. So the next name I have here on my list is Dumebi Kachiku is from African Democratic Congress, ADC. African Democratic Congress, ADC. We also have All Progressive Congress, APC, with the candidate Ashiwaju Bola Tinubu. I think people know that one very much. And also we have All Progressive Grand Alliance, ABGA, with the candidates Professor Peter Umwedi. We also have Allied People's Movement, APM, with the candidates Yusuf Mamman Dantale. Also, we have Boot Party. Wow, Boot Party. I never knew we had Boot Party. All right, Boot Party, BP, Adenuga Sunday Oluwafemi with Boot Party. Yeah, feel free to vote for any of these candidates that you believe can actually steer the wheels of this country towards the right course.
Though we are many people, different tribes, different tongues, we're united in our strength and resolve to uphold the honor of our land and for.
And running through it, we have other candidates, namely Osakwe Felix Johnson from National Rescue Movement, NRM, Mr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso from New Nigeria People's Party, Mr. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar from People's Democratic Party, Mr. Kola Abiola from People's Redemption Party, PRP, Prince Adewale Adebayo from Social Democratic Party, Prince Malik Ado Ibrahim from Young Progressive Party, and Nwayanwu Daniel Dabirichuku Zenith Labour Party. We also understand the fact that some of these candidates have defected to other parties. So some of these candidates have stepped down. Not defected, please, I beg your pardon. Some of these candidates have actually stepped down from the race. So we have just a few more left in the race. But feel free to find out which of these candidates from various parties who you believe can steer the wheels of this country towards the right direction. And of course, we'll be drawing the curtains of the show right about now. Indeed, we believe in this nation. We believe in the nation Nigeria. We believe that Nigeria can be great again. We believe that everything will be all right after the election. So on this note, I will be saying goodbyes on the program today. But before I go, I want to appreciate everyone who joined the show today. Thank you very much for listening to today's episode of Talking Points with Ronye Radio Talk Show on Nightingale Radio. Please feel free to call in and also share your views, do business with us on Nightingale Radio. The number to call is 08175 486581. You can also follow us on all our social media handles on Facebook, Nightingale Radio, on Instagram at Nightingale Radio, on TikTok at Nightingale Radio, and on Twitter at Nightingale Radio. Please follow us and tell us your view about the upcoming elections. So I would also like to say thank you to my guest on the show today, Mr. Raheem Adebisi. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, and happy birthday to you once again. To my producers in the studio, thank you so much. To all the management and staff of Nightingale Radio, thank you very much for doing this with me. And to you all, please, let's do this again next week, Tuesday, same time, same station. It's still Nightingale Radio, and the show remains Talking Points with Ronye. And hopefully by next week we already know the winners of the presidential election. So we believe that we will definitely vote right, do the right thing on Saturday at the polling unit. My name remains Mary Ozoronye Agolo, Ronye, the Radio Diva. Bye for now.